magical patch X39. LifeWave, welcome.
Guys, we're so excited to have all the new guests on here tonight. Tonight, we're going to give you a top-level view of exactly how the X39 stem cell reactivation patch is working. It's been recently patented. We're going to get you up to speed as fast as we possibly can. And we've got some testimonies. The way we really share this incredible technology is through the testimonies of the folks and the friends that we've got started on the patch. And they're going to tell you what it's doing exactly for them. And because of that, and nobody has this incredible technology just recently patented, we've got a huge business plan behind it that you can take advantage of, which is very exciting too, because you're blessing people with their health.
So we want to welcome everyone around the world. We're super excited to have you on, and welcome to all you new guests. Today, we are going to be business partners. So Congratulations. We want to welcome each one of you. So for those of you who are on here tonight, you might have got invited and sent this order form, or you might have got sent a link. Either way is fine to enroll when we are finished. We'll explain very briefly on this. So if you have any further questions once we get done with our presentation, be sure whoever invited you on here tonight to get back with them, get your order form filled out, or click on the link and fill it out that way. Either way is great, but we want to make sure that you get enrolled tonight before you go to bed, so that way your product gets shipped out as quickly as possible. This is the best time to build, and we are getting absolutely incredible results with this tiny little patch called X39. So this little tiny patch has like a little paper on the back. You literally peel it off just like that, and then you stick it anywhere on your body. You put it on in the morning when you brush your teeth. You leave it on for 12 hours on. Then you take it off when you go to bed at night and you brush your teeth again, throw it away. Start in the morning with a brand new fresh patch. So you wear it 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Again, you can put it anywhere on your body. The case studies are behind the neck or below your belly button. So that's where everyone wears it the same when they do the case studies. So, but if you have any kind of a ache or pain going on, your knee, your shoulder, boom, peel the paper up, stick it on, and wait for the magic to happen. So you're going to get absolutely incredible results with this little tiny patch. So it is made of nano organic crystals right in the inside. There's no stem cells, nothing goes through your body, nothing goes in your body. So this little tiny patch, you put it on, the heat of your body raises your copper peptides, then activates your own stem cells. So people are getting absolutely incredible results, but we just wanted you to know that this tiny little patch puts your body on a reboot, and your body begins to heal on its own, just like God intended. So all of us have different things going on. Some of us did a little bit more damage to their bodies. I'm 60, Steve is 59.
59, yeah.
Oh gosh, I almost called you 58.
So.
You're 59, I'm 60. So everybody's done different things to their body. So he's had 14 surgeries. You'll hear his testimonies. We have amazing, incredible testimonies. So I'll share very briefly my 3 testimonies. My first one is I had really bad restless leg syndrome. Yes. And I wore the patch for persistently for 6 weeks, and I no longer have restless leg syndrome. Thank you, X39. And he's fired up too, because toss and turn, trying to get comfortable. I'm telling you, amazing results. Then my second testimony is we go to the eye doctor. We've been seeing our eye doctor for over 20 years. We go to him. As I'm checking out, he tells me, never, ever, and he said that many evers, have I seen a 60-year-old woman, her eyes reversed and aging. Yes, my eyes reversed and aging. We were so fired up. And then he tells me that he told him his eyes reversed and aging. He literally showed us the graph where we were before and how we went backwards. That is absolutely incredible. And then my third testimony is, I'm really excited about this one. I had super sensitive teeth. Can't eat a cold apple, can't drink ice cold water, can't rinse with cold water. And I it was so fired up. I was screaming and yelling the other day. And Steve's like, what is going on? I'm like, I no longer have sensitive teeth. So I've been wearing the patch for almost 7 months. And I'm super excited to tell you that I do not have sensitive teeth. I can rinse with ice cold water. I'm so fired up. It might seem like a silly, ridiculous testimony, but I'm pretty fired up about it. And that means a lot. So I can't wait to hear what your testimony is going to be and the results you're going to get, and your friends and family. So this little tiny patch does not heal your body. You put it on your body and your body goes into a reboot, starts to heal on its own, just like God made our bodies to heal.
So guys, if you're brand new and you did not receive a patch yet, you want to get with your friend and get yourself patched up, because the minute I started putting this patch on, I've had, like Gina said, 14 surgeries after being a pro athlete for over 25 years. The pain I was living in was incredible. I mean, even my friends, they've been on high doses of opioid drugs. I was just taking aspirin or Advil. That was my go-to, both of those, and handfuls of them for at least over 10 years. And within 1 week of putting the X39, put it on for 12 hours, then I threw it away. Then I rest and rejuvenate all the stem cells that were reactivated in my body. Then I put it back on the next day. I've been doing that now for just over 6 months, but within 1 week, the pain was gone and I don't have any pain ever since, which was incredible. So I encourage you, and like, we were on the patch for about 3.5 months when our eye doctor said our eyes reversing aging. So don't get hung up on, I don't feel anything, because you're going to find out that the testimonies, many of them have nothing to do with feeling, like your hair growing faster than you ever have, your wrinkles starting to go away, your nails start growing like a weed, things that, you know, if that is happening on your outside, imagine what's going on in the inside. And what's very unique about the stem cell reactivation patches is that normally the only way that you could get stem cells is injections, and they inject them within your knee or within a muscle structure. But these stem cells go to every stem cell organ that's in your body. And that is very incredible, because every organ's made up of stem cells. So that's very interesting. And that's why we're seeing and you're hearing the kind of results that you're hearing.
But just to clarify real quick, this is not stem cells. This is made of nano-organic crystals, and it raises the copper peptides in your body, which activates your own stem cells. So no, there's no stem cells in this tiny little patch. And the key is that it activates those nanocrystals that are in that patch. So why would you need to wear this patch? What's the reason? Because I didn't realize this, that the more you age, the slower your stem cells reactivate or activate. And hundreds of millions of people are experiencing symptoms going as they get older. But this is the key right here. At 30 years old, only half of your stem cells are firing. And it doesn't take long to get to 30 years old. Some of you know that, okay? Now, you young whippersnippers that are watching tonight, it doesn't take long for you to get there. We can all tell you. But the fact that half of your stem cells are active at 30 is interesting. And at 60, you basically have no active stem cells. And you still have stem cells, but they're not active. And that's why you're more prone to sickness and disease, and you heal and recover slower. So after this seminar, this webinar here tonight, anytime you feel sluggish, anytime you feel a little out of energy, you want to get back with this person that told you about these stem cell reactivation patches, because that is why we feel incredible. I mean, before COVID, we were all going to bed around 7 o'clock, all right? Now we're all fired up, just starting a meeting at 8, can't get more excited than ever, just because we've got the energy from the activation of these X39 patches. Now, Gina had mentioned to you that they work by taking those organic nanocrystals that are formulated to activate your copper peptide. Google that tonight if you can't sleep. It's like the holy grail of reversing aging, and that reactivates your own stem cells. So this is, like Gina said, your body is healing itself by reactivating your own stem cells that have been stagnant. And even young people were having incredible testimonies. We've got my friend Carl Firestone's son, who had cystic acne, face and back, and within 5 weeks, the acne completely gone, sending me pictures of everything gone on his face and his back, which is incredible, because those of us that are grandparents or parents do not want to see our teenagers going through that kind of
the self-esteem issue when this can happen. And you don't want to be giving them drugs. When you have to give them prescription drugs, that's not a good thing for them. So this is really an incredible new technology that everyone can benefit, all ages. Now, it's a 19-year-old company. The company went from $20 million to $280 million over the last 2 years because of the X39 patch. The story is, Gina and I were praying for over a year to find something to help our friends win, something that spoke for itself, that our friends did not have to do the talking, okay? We couldn't find anything for a year. I threw a birthday party for Gina. She turned 60. I know she doesn't look 60. She doesn't act 60. She's fun. But one thing, you get involved with us, you are going to have a blast because of this gal. So our friend Onyx Cole, who we've known for years, a lot of history. Our kids babysat for her when they were teenagers, okay? Her kids were little toddlers. Now they're running this back office. Thank you, Sierra and Neve, who are running this Zoom for us so that all of us can look real sharp. They're running it, making it run so smooth. But the key is that she never heard of a network before. She didn't want to do a network. Yeah. We taught her and explained to her how incredible it is for blessing people and helping and financially. She got started. She went on and built the business and had incredible success. So she had so much success that she had to do another network, nothing for years, since 2012, when she sold her business for multiple millions of dollars. Then she heard from a friend, and she wasn't praying and looking. She just heard from a friend about this stem cell reactivation technology and started pursuing it, researching it, and started building it. And literally, her by herself, as she started talking, took this company from 20 million to 280 million. We taught her how to build a network. We were blown away when she told us this. The owner and the corporate team said that she's the #1 distributor in North America and the fastest growing distributor in the entire world of a 19-year-old company, and we're in 75 countries. Another wake-up call that this could be what God has been looking for us to have. He just had to bring it to us through a friend that we had history from in the past, instead of somebody we didn't know. So we teamed up. We've been having incredible success. Actually, the #1 country when we got in was Japan. And with all of you that are on here that are been involved with us, Gina, myself, and Onyx and the team, we brought the #1 fastest growing country in the world, the #1 doing volume in the world, to United States of America, which is incredible. And that just tells you how incredibly fast this is all happening, which is exciting. David Schmidt, the owner, inventor, has got over 130 patents. This guy is an incredible friend now of ours. And he is the one that came up with the X39. The reason why they call it X39, he told me, because it's the 39th prototype. So it's called X39. So if somebody asks you, why is it called that? It's the 39th prototype. After 10 years of research and $4.5 million on investment, 10 years he stuck with this. Man, it is incredible. Think about that. He stuck with this 10 years, and look at how many lives are being changed. Yeah. There's people that try the patch and they don't persistently stay on it because the long-term effects and results are incredible. And loved ones don't get the opportunity to see the patch or experience it because somebody got tired or something. I don't know. Point is that he's been at it for 10 years before he even launched it. That's pretty incredible. Patent was just approved July 2020. So we've got years of this patent, and this is why it's working for everybody. If you've ever heard of network marketing or been involved, many people don't win and succeed. And it's mostly because they're involved with products that every other network has. And they're all at the department store or the health food store or online. What do I mean by that? Most networking companies have weight loss. Have you seen Marie Osmond on TV with weight loss? Okay. Or they have supplements, or they have skincare. So that's the main thing that almost every network has that you can get anywhere. So when your friend goes to talk to somebody, usually their friends don't want to buy their skincare from them. It's kind of a personal thing. Or their weight loss. Think about it. You get hit over the head when you're talking about, hey, ma'am, would you like to lose a few pounds? Bam, all right? It's a very difficult conversation for me. So the key is, and now they've got products that they've lured into it, like CBD, but they have CBD on every corner here in Florida. I don't know how it is by you, but how can you say you got the best when they're everywhere? And then also essential oils is a big one, but you can buy that at Target. So you need to find a product, was what we were looking for, that nobody else has, that's unique and everybody needs. That comes up, the X39 stem cell reactivation patch. When you have something that no one needs, everybody wins. Here's some of the things that the patch is doing for people. Rapid pain relief. You got anybody that you know that has some pain? Or do you think anyone you know will ever have some pain in their body, or yourself? Think about that. Every day, everybody's body and opportunity is changing because you don't know. Reduced inflammation, disease and pain are the cause of inflammation. So that's key in getting yourself back to recovery. Sport wound healing. Tell me a little bit about Dr. Preson.
So I have this vein doctor in Arizona, and he is opening up a box, slips, and cuts his hand. Within 48 hours, he was blown away that his skin was closing shut. And I don't know how old they are.
Yeah.
65-ish, but amazing. He was like blown away. Never in his life has he ever seen something heal that quickly.
Yeah. And I mean, our friends are just like your friends. They said, hey, if this works, we're going to build it big. So, you know, a lot has to go on the pressure of the patch, and look at what happened. So energy and vitality, I spoke about, that's helping. How about mental clarity? A lot of people are seeing incredible mental clarity. You're going to hear some tonight. Sport enhancements, recovery from exercise, and a big one in Florida here, especially skin appearance. Your biggest organ in your body is your skin, and it's made up of stem cells. What do you think the X39 is doing? It's helping people with their skin and having it feel so much better, look so much better. And like my brother-in-law, Jens, he doesn't have, last time he went into the dermatologist, not one thing had to be burnt off his skin. So he was so excited about that. What are the long-term results per our case studies? Now, we've got a website I'll talk about in a second, but it's called startx39.com. It's our own team product website. Nobody in networking has a team product website. They all usually send a corporate link or a website from the company, which if you got a prospect, they get lost up in the minutia of the free trips, the money, and all the other products. This only talks about the X39. And on these 80 case studies, this is what they found out over the short time that we've had the X39. In a few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. Remember what Gina said? Your body begins to reboot. There's a reboot of your body, and you start things start happening to you feel incredible, and like you never felt when you were younger. Also, within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced. So it's kind of like you talk to somebody about the patch and you tell them that, hey, at 60, your stem cells become stagnant. Do you really want to live for the rest of your life with stagnant stem cells? I can't get anyone to say no to that. And I didn't realize your brain could even be unbalanced, but I guess it can. And I don't want to have an unbalanced brain for the rest of my life. So I'm going to get on the X39 and have symptoms like PTSD, anxiety, and depression decrease. And we've seen a lot of people with anxiety and depression. I didn't know there were that many out there, but I guess over the last 2-3 years, a lot has happened, and the anxiety is in a lot of people, and they're feeling incredible relief. Within 3 months, ladies, your collagen is increased, and decreased wrinkles, your hair starts growing like a weed, and your muscles and your bones start getting stronger. Who doesn't want their muscles and their bones to become stronger as they get older? And this is the big one. Within 6 months, your heart reverses in age. In recent study, 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age an average of 8 years being on this patch for just 6 months. I'm telling you, this is not anti-aging, it's age reversing, and that's what David is all about. And it's really incredible what this can do long term. So I encourage you, if you're brand new, give yourself 90 days at least. But what do they say about every decade you live?
For every decade you wear the patch for 1 month. So I'm 60, I need to wear the patch at least 6 months to see the full results that my body's going to have. But I'm telling you, after the results I got, my 3 testimonies, I'm not going to stop wearing the patch. So what does this tiny little patch work on? Everything. Yeah. Who needs to wear this patch? Everyone. We all have stem cells. Our skin, our eyes, our organs, our hair, everything's made of stem cells. So you don't know what's going on inside your body. That's why it's important for everyone to wear the patch faithfully, consistently, to see complete results.
So here's that website I was talking about, startx39.com, has everything you need to know. You could spend a week on this website getting all the studies that have been done on the X39. Doctors' reviews, patents, testimonies, and the case studies are all on there. So take a picture of that. If your friend didn't share this website with you, make sure you go to it right when we're done to do any research. Now, like Gina said, you wear the patch for 12 hours on, and then you throw it away while your stem cells that were reactivated rest and rejuvenate. Then you put the patch back on. The case studies were done behind the neck, below the belly button, but you can put the patch anywhere that you have pain, and it works anywhere. So it's so simple for anyone to understand. You just put it on, start wearing it, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and people are seeing results. Now, everybody's body's different. So some have a very quick result. Some have one within 3 weeks, 4 weeks. But the key is keep wearing the patch, because, you know, the stem cells go to your weakest link.
Yeah.
So it might be somewhere, you might have a knee pain, but there might be something going on in your liver that they need to take care of first. So we've got some testimonies tonight, some incredible ones that we're going to have share with you of people that have been starting on the X39. So the first testimony that we have, and again, like Gina said, the patch is not the patch is not healing your body. Your body's healing itself. It's just reactivating your own stem cells that are activated to healing. Then your body's healing itself. So we've got Colleen Crane. This is a longtime friend. She's up in Ohio. Can't wait to have her share tonight. Let's see if she's on.
Colleen Crane, who is her sponsor.
There she is. I can see her.
Carl Firestone, which is the birthday boy today. Happy birthday, Carl.
Okay, Colleen, if you unmute yourself, you should be able to start talking.
It shows that I'm unmuted and my
Good, we hear you. We hear you.
You look
okay.
well, thank you for sharing.
Mwah. Anyway, I would like to address a couple of things before I get started, because I think they're really important. First off, hello, Steve and Gina and Quantum Field Team. I love our name, Quantum Field Team. It's like I'm into all that type of thing.
Yeah.
Gina admitted her age. I'm not afraid to admit I'm 71. And I have a story that I would love to share with you. I want to start off, though, like I said, I have two things I'd like to address. The first one is I want to recognize Steve for being the seasoned professional that he is and not giving up on me, because he called me up. He told me, he said, hey, I saw on Facebook that you retired, and I've got something I'd like you to listen to. Could be an opportunity for your health, could be an opportunity for business. I don't know. I just want to run it by you. So he ran it by me. And when Steve Merritt calls, and you know who Steve Merritt is, you're like, Steve Merritt's calling me. So anyway, I listened to him, and I'm very grateful that I did. And after he gave me all this information, I said to him, I do understand, and I know what stem cells are. I have a friend that successfully used them for cancer surgery, and she lived. I know they're very expensive. I'm familiar. And then he explained to me this whole deal about the patch. And I don't know, I think my fear got a hold of me, because I live in Ohio, Steve and Gina are in Florida, Carl's in Florida, Sandy's in Florida, all the people that I look up to and I connect with. And I looked into this and I thought, it sounds like a really good thing, but I got to say it right, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. I have a heart murmur. And a month after I retired, after I turned 70, I got COVID, and COVID kicked my heart into AFib. I was put to sleep. They shocked my heart 3 times, couldn't get it back into rhythm. High blood pressure. I've got white coat syndrome. I have multiple other issues, which I will go into in a little bit. I'll address them. But I wanted you to know I'm a whole ball of things that X39 can just go to town on.
Yes.
So I want to thank Steve, because after I talked to him, I looked into it, and then I called my CPA, and he said, this sounds like a great idea. And then I called another friend of mine, Shannon, who lives in Georgia, and she's like, oh my God, I want to get into this. And then I kept looking into it because I overanalyze everything. And I chickened out. And I said, this isn't for me. So I typed Steve up a very professional email, and I declined, and I said, I know this is going to be great for you and Gina and everyone else. It's just not for me. Remember, I live in Cleveland, and I go to Cleveland Clinic. They're #1 in heart care. How am I going to go into these big, huge egos and tell them, hey, I got this Band-Aid here? And so anyway, I sent Steve this email. And the reason I said I want to thank him for being the seasoned professional that he is, being that he ignored my letter. And the next week, he sent me another invitation to an opportunity meeting. And I'm like, well, what the hell? Did he not get my letter? What's going on here? Well, I got nothing better to do tonight. I think I'll watch this. So I turned it on, and it was from their home. It was from their backyard. And they had all these people there. And before you know it, this woman who used to be in a wheelchair is up on the stage, walking across the stage. She's older than I am. And there was professional athletes there. There was a doctor there. There was a dentist there. Steve's telling his story about his 13 surgeries. And I'm like, wait a minute. I think I might want this. So I thought about it, and then I'm still like, well, how am I going to get by these doctors? So, I don't know. Well, the next week he sends me another opportunity meeting. It's like, what the hell? All right, I guess I'll watch this one too. So I watched that one, and now I'm hooked. I'm freaking hooked. So the researcher that I am, I'm researching, looking at everything. And I wanted it bad. So sent Steve an email, and he sent it off to David Schmidt. He suggested that, yes, it definitely would be something that I would want to have a doctor in my hip pocket, so that as I go through my journey, he can moderate me, because what's going to happen is it is going to change my metabolism. And along the way, there's going to be, we're going to need to back off some of these medications. And there'll be some changes that are going to happen to me. And so I decided I want this. So I had to, now I'm going to go to #2 thing that I want to address. And this is really the reason that I decided to speak tonight, because I feel like this is the most valuable thing that I have to share, what I'm going to tell you all right now. So how do you go into Cleveland Clinic and talk to a cardiologist? There are so many people on my team currently, not so many. I will say I have a few instances of people on my team that have said, oh, I have this person that really needs this bad. They went and saw their doctor, and the doctor said to them, you know what? It's a scam. Things like this that seem too good to be true, they probably are. And, so I knew when I go walking in there, I better have my confidence on, I better know my stuff, and I better talk to that Cleveland Clinic doctor on a level like I used to talk to my business owners. I needed to go in there and let him know, I know something a little bit more than you do. Maybe you ought to listen up. You might learn something. So here's just a little suggestion of, for all the folks that I'd like to share. So get yourself prepped, know your stuff. And when you go in there, this is what I said to him. I had been seeing him at this point for a year and a half, because I met him in the hospital when I had COVID, and he became my cardiologist because I liked him then. I decided to go with him, and he had been treating me for a year and a half. He sees me every 6 months. So I went in there, he looked at my blood work. He said, your blood work is fabulous. Your weight is good. You've been exercising. Everything's good. Let's keep going. How do you feel? And I said, I feel great. And he said, good. And then I just looked at him and I said, but you put me on 2 blood pressure pills, and you put me on a blood thinner. I don't want to be on blood pressure pills and a blood thinner the rest of my life. I said, you've had a year and a half. And I said, so am I to expect that I'm going to be on blood thinners the rest of my life? And he goes, well, how do you feel? And I said, I feel great. And he goes, well, what's the problem? And I said, so I just looked at him and I said, all right. I said, I'm going on a journey, and I really like you, Dr. Nelson, and I'd really like you to come on this journey with me. So you've had a year and a half. You put me to sleep. You shocked my heart. We tried these different medications, and yeah, I feel good, but I don't want to, I'm taking 23 pills and supplements a day. I don't want to do all this for the rest of my life. And I said, so I have something I want to try, and let me run this by you. And he goes, okay. And so I go, so the tool that I'm going to use looks like a Band-Aid. And this little Band-Aid is about the size of a quarter. And I said, you know how you go out, you stand in the sun and it activates your vitamin D? It's the same premise. So you put this patch on one of your meridian points, and our body emits heat and light. So the heat and light from our body will then send a signal to our brain, and it's going to activate the GHK copper peptides. And I looked at him and he looked at me and I go, yeah. And I go, and then within minutes, it is going to wake up about 4,000 of our genes and stem cells. And I said, and you know, when you're 30, you only have about half of them that are working. And when you're 60, you don't have any. And I go, so what about us people that are 70, 80, and 90? I don't have any. And I go, here's the best part, Dr. Nelson. This thing is 100% safe for everyone unless they've had an organ transplant. It is non-pharmaceutical. It is non-transdermal. No medication passes through this thing. What do you think about that? And he looks at me and he goes, whoa, let's go. And he said, here's what I want to do. He goes, I know I usually see you every 6 months. Let's get you in here again in 3 months. I got all your blood work now. Let's look at this. I'll look at your blood work in 3 months. We'll, yeah, I'll go along with this. But I'm telling you, Colleen, because I'm also a fainter, he said, if you faint, if you get weak, if you get dizzy, if you just feel out of sorts, call me and you get yourself in here. But yeah, I like this. He said, let's look at it. And I asked him if he ever heard of it, and he said no. And then I went one step further and I said, listen, just to make you feel a little bit better, before I got on this, I threw it out to our social media Telegram platform. And I asked if there were any people out there that would share with me if they've had AFib and they got on the patch. And I told what my heart condition was. And I said, 5 people contacted me. One of them was a doctor, Dr. John Harmon, who runs a brain clinic in Idaho. And he has a very similar heart condition to me called right brachial branch blockage. He also has had ventricular and supraventricular tachycardia his entire life, and AFib. And, he gave me good information that made me feel that I could move forward safely. And I want to share this with you because you're familiar with that condition. And the doctor said, well, of course I am. And I said, have you ever met anyone that had that condition and they don't have it anymore? And he goes, no. And I said, well, Dr. John Harmon does not have it anymore. Yeah. And he looked at me and I said, yeah. And he doesn't have AFib anymore. And all 5 of the people that called me had AFib. They don't have AFib anymore. So that's how you talk to a Cleveland Clinic doctor or your doctor. You go in there with confidence. You grab some testimonies off of our site of people that have things, in common like you do. And you go in there with confidence, like something that they don't know. And they will respect you and they'll listen to you and they'll go on the journey. And I'm telling you, you're going to need them. You're going to need a doctor along the way to monitor you, because I'm telling you right now, I'm off of CBD oil. I'm off of a number of things already. So I had to write down notes because I have so many blessings that I've gotten. My testimony is a little bit long, so bear with me. I'm going to read you all of the multiple things that have happened to me. So I guess I'll start by saying I must have a lot of things wrong. I do have a lot of things wrong with me, but you know what? Next year, a year and a half from now, I want to say one more thing. Dr. Harmon's heart did not change his condition for a year and a half. So a lot of you, you come on here and you think, I don't feel anything. I don't know if anything's happening. Dr. John Harmon had his heart condition, serious heart condition reversed. Like Steve said before, this is not anti-aging, this is reversing. Yeah. His heart condition was reversed. His AFib is gone. Took him a year and a half, but it's gone. So I have a laundry list of things that have happened to me already, and I'll just read them off to you because I don't want to miss any. There could be somebody out there that's identifying with something I have. So the first week, what I felt was, I know you're going to think I'm corny, but a number of my friends said the same thing. I just felt uplifted and I felt joy. I felt joyous. And for a year and a half before that, I retired from the career of my dreams. I was flying all over the country every other week. Then I retired and boom, I'm home and my whole life changed. And I was like taking naps for 2.5 hours every day. So this changed that. No more naps. I felt sustained, uplifted energy, not jittery coffee energy, but sustained, uplifted, joyous energy. That happened the first day. And then 3 days into it, my blood pressure dropped by 30 points. 30 points in 3 days. And then several other things happened as I went on. Like I said, no naps. My workouts, I work out like a maniac now. I use the elliptical, but I just feel like I don't know, I'm stronger and I've got more energy when I work out on my elliptical. Pardon?
I said amazing.
Yeah, I had first week, I had a skin cancer, pre-skin cancer removed from my nose, one of those things that they freeze off. And I had one a year before, and it took over a month last year for that thing. It had this big scab on it, and it took like over a month to heal. This time, using the patch, it was gone in, I think, 5 or 6 days. Couldn't see it at all, completely gone. That was the first week. It took me probably about 3 weeks into it to get the very deep sleep because I listen to all these podcasts and videos all night long. I'm one of those people that's got to be up on the truthers and everything going on. So anyway, about 3 weeks into this, it's like, ooh, I'm sleeping through the night now. This is a lot better. And I started having some kind of weird dreams too, but now they've calmed down and I have deep sleep and very, vibrant dreams that I can remember. My sister noticed this one. I think it's a good one though. I am one of those people that I live in Ohio, and on the days where it's cloudy and gray, I just was dragging around and depressed all the time. And it's like when the sun came out, like somebody flipped a switch. I don't have it anymore. My sister said to me, geez, we were out one day and it was raining. And she goes, geez, it's been raining all day and you haven't been crabby or anything. You're just a different person. So it does uplift your mood. Let's see what else. Oh, this one is huge to me. When you're on Eliquis, you have this very crepey, thin skin that cuts. And I would cut and bleed sometimes for 3 days. I couldn't get it to stop. So now, I think it took maybe 6 weeks in, my collagen kicked in. My skin is nice and thick in my arms and hands anymore. I don't cut easily. If I do, it stops like that. And I'm just so grateful for that because it was very depressing how much, the cutting and bleeding was going on. I had digestive issues. I told you I had a big list. I had a lot of digestive issues and it seemed like around 2 months in that calmed down. I've been on the patch now. We decided to take it slowly. I did it every other day for the first month. And my doctor and I decided on that with Steve's recommendation and David Schmidt also. And then 3 months solid. So I've been on the patch 4 months. So the digestive issues have cleared up. Went to my hairdresser and she said, I love what it's doing to your hair because my hair is thicker, it's fuller, my eyelashes are growing back like crazy. I have what the doctors told me maybe about 6 months ago, severe osteoarthritis and bone on bone. I don't really have pain with that anymore. My arms, my hips, my shoulders, everything feel good. This is a big one, the cataracts. So about a year and a half ago, the regular eye doctor told me that the one eye was ready. I should, go visit the actual doctor who would do the laser surgery. And when I visited him, I felt like, no, I'm going to wait a while. So I waited another year and went back and saw my eye doctor this year. This was before I started the patch also in the summer. And he said, your eye's definitely, Colleen, your left eye is definitely ready for the cataract surgery now. It's bad. And now your right eye also is, you should get the one done and then probably the other. Go see Dr. Wiley again. So that's when I started the patch that week. And then I was supposed to see Dr. Wiley the beginning of the next month, but I kept putting it off every month. So I put it off for 4 months. And after I'd been on the patch 4 months, I went back last week and I saw Dr. Wiley, and it had been just 6 months. And he, I was ready last time. And so he looked at my results and he goes, your eyes aren't even bad enough to do anymore.
Yeah. Woo!
Yeah. And he goes, come back in a year. And I go, a year? Usually we're seeing me every 6 months. And he goes, yeah, let's see what happens in a year, unless you want to come back before that. And I said, I didn't know if I was imagining it, but I felt like they were getting a little bit better, my eyes. So I thought that's pretty big too. And then the other thing, because I wanted to mention every single one, is brain fog. My brain fog, I, like your typical 70-year-old, I'd walk into the kitchen and be like, now what would I come in here for? And I'm sharp again. Like I said, I marched right into that Cleveland Clinic doctor and the words come spitting out of my mouth, just like all those years I went in front of my business owners. Not missing a trick anymore. So I just want to reinforce to everyone before I give up the floor and, have somebody else come in and tell their amazing story. Don't give up on, and please watch out for your 60, 70, 80, 90-year-olds. We need people to stand up for us and say, this will work. I don't care if you're on a pacemaker, you can do this. I don't care, if you've been in a wheelchair and you haven't been walking, if you've got 3 heart conditions like me, this is safe. Get a doctor in your hip pocket, let them come on the journey with you. Tell them, I'm going on a journey. I want you to come with me. And another thing, I just want to bring the spirituality part of me in. I'm a practicing Catholic, and I'm also a pretty strong Christian, and I've been to a number of healing services. And I used to look up on that altar and I think, I think maybe this is just for other people. I'd love to be healed, but I've even gone up there and I wasn't healed, but I kept my faith, and I know in God's timing, his timing is his timing. And after I started the patch, I didn't realize God downloaded me with the message, Colleen, I've given you your healing. I don't know if you can see me, but I'm going to show this. This is my healing. I've got the X39 patch. And so I am being healed. And I want to tell you, this is not the end of Colleen Crane's story. Just like Dr. John Harmon, he came back after a year and a half, his heart was healed. And I want to mention one more person who just profoundly affected me is Marcy Preble. She, 3 years, she's been in our company 3 years. And 3 years ago, somebody came to her when she was in 3rd stage cancer. And they said, they gave her a patch, and she looked up at them and she said, I've got cancer and you're giving me a Band-Aid? And today, Marcy is a senior presidential director. And, so these things take time. It didn't happen to me overnight. You may not see something right away. Don't give up. God bless you all. Thanks for allowing me to speak to you, and enjoy your journey.
Thank you, Colleen, so much for sharing. And wow, after all your testimonies, I'm thinking to myself, wow, girl, you got a lot of free time now, because those doctors are all saying, come back in a year. What a great, great testimony. Thank you for your words. Thank you for your complete testimony. Like, you didn't miss anything. That was absolutely incredible.
Guys, I will say that Colleen not only has this incredible testimony, but she's going to be a huge asset to us on the Quantum Field team, because she's one of the sharpest, if not the sharpest businesswoman that Gene and I know. So this is the kind of people that are being attracted to this incredible technology, even though it takes some people a little bit longer to get up to do their research. But those are the ones you want. Don't be so hung up on the ones that it didn't take us easy to get Onyx sponsored. She heard her story. So thank you again, Colleen, for an amazing
and
testimony.
Remember, it took Steve and I 3 months, Onyx, to answer back and forth at us the questions.
Okay, now we've got Marie Ramos and Carlos Lagos. They're on here tonight. I can't wait to hear their testimony to see exactly what's going on. So if you could unmute your mics, guys, I want to hear what's been happening with you with this incredible X39. Okay, we can't hear you. Have you spoken? Okay, we can't hear you. Maybe we could go, maybe you might have to log off and log back on because we can't hear you, all right? Let's go to Keith and Helen Wilson, or Keith Wilson. I can't wait to hear Keith's testimony. Unmute yourself, Keith. I can see you doing it. And
Hey, what's going on?
we can hear you loud and clear, Keith. Go ahead.
Steve and Gina, they're awesome. Met them at a big show we had in Orlando, and they're fantastic. A little bit about myself, me and Helen. We're from Orlando, Apopka, if you know where Apopka's at.
Yep.
Been in LifeWave about a month. Been on the patch about a month and a half. And I can tell you something, being on that patch, it's wonderful. My biggest testimony is my blood sugar. Every morning, I don't know how many people on the call that have diabetes. I take metformin, and then I take Trulicity, which is a shot once a week. Everybody in our family pretty much has had diabetes, brothers, sisters. My brother might be on the call tonight from Anchorage,
Right.
Alaska. So I'm excited about that. But every morning I'd wake up, and I think I told you, Steve and Gina, my blood sugar would be up, and I'd be like, what is going on? I mean, exercise, the diet, watching carbs, trying to eat before 6 o'clock. Sometimes you eat after 6, but it was like, I just don't understand. So, but my blood sugar was pretty good throughout the day, other than the morning. And Steve, by the way, I'm 58 too. So,
All right.
partner, we're right there. We're right there.
4 stem cells, but now
Yeah,
they're all active.
there
They're
you
all
go,
active.
bro. There you go. So, my buddy Cammy came in. We've worked together in the past, and he's like, Keith, I love you, man. I really want you to try this product. He didn't know nothing about the blood sugar. He just knew I played sports, my knees, my back, all that good stuff. So I started on the product, and about a week after, I told Helen, my wife, I'm like, Helen, what the heck's going on? What am I doing different? My blood sugar's perfect. And throughout the day, I took it, and it was unbelievable. It was in the 90s. I'm like, what the heck's going on? So I continued using the product, and Helen's like, well, the only thing I can think that's different, Gina, is you're using the patch. That's the only thing.
That's it.
And by the way, Colleen, my wife needs to talk to you. You guys would be great together. She's on Eliquis, and we've got a puppy that's killing her skin, but it's healing right back. So, so the blood sugar thing kept going. We kept doing it. And then one day, Steve, I missed the patch. One day. Can you guess what happened?
Went skyrocketing.
The blood sugar went up, not a lot, because I think what that did was the stem cells are now kicking in some.
Yes.
It didn't go up terrible like it was at the beginning, but it did go up a little bit.
Right.
So, my testimony is this thing works. I can tell you that. Everybody needs to use the patch. I'm so excited. Carl Firestone, great guy. Talked to him today. We're going to get out there. We've got a plan. We're set. We'll be using Steve and Gina in the process. But my last thing I'd tell people, it's not like Colleen. I have some aches and pains. Sleeping better is definitely, I sleep, a good sleep. And my hands, like everybody else, Irish skin, the normal, everybody gets the skin cancers. That's clearing up on my hands. I told Cammie that. But in the end, one of the things I'd say is, what price do we put on our health? What price would you put on your health? And that's the main thing. But I tell you what, these two people right here, I love him, and I barely even know him, but I feel like I've known him forever. So doing what you're doing fantastic, and I appreciate it.
Thanks so much for your testimony, Keith. And we also want to just let you know that we're excited to have you on board because we know you're very successful as well. And you need that to help other people believe in themselves and realize that this is a real deal. And we're excited to have your leadership up there in Orlando and build a huge business around the world together. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. I appreciate
it so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got some great folks that are going to be coming into us, I believe, from Sarasota tonight. They'll tell you where they're at, and they're fantastic leaders, and they're very successful in their own careers. So they're going to let you know what the patch has been doing for them. Greg and Mina, Warburg. You guys got your mics unmuted. Let's take it away.
Yeah, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you great. You look sharp.
Awesome. Well, thank you, first of all, Steve and Gina, for allowing us to share what God has been doing with these patches through our lives and through our friends. It's been absolutely amazing. Yeah, we live in the Sarasota, Florida, Bradenton area. And again, the thing that's amazing is that we've seen so many different things, tried different things, been a part of the network marketing business for years, have been successful with it, had some great success, but nothing like this. And so a good friend of mine, Ken Burke, knew that I had some injuries, knew that I had some pain, and he came over, he told me, he said, Greg, you got to try this. You're going to see a difference in this. He goes, when it works for you, you're going to talk to the whole world. And it's so funny because he didn't realize how much pain I actually had. And so one of the biggest things that happened about a little over a year and a half ago, we actually did a walk up the Benderson Tower in this area. It's basically by a mall by us. It's a 5-story tower to basically represent how many stairs the firefighters climbed on 9/11. So we did this thing 18 times, and I tweaked my knee halfway through on the way down. And I should have stopped. But being a stubborn German, I said, okay, I'm going to keep on going. And I kept on going, and it really messed up my knee. Unfortunately, months later, my right hip started bugging me, which is worse than the knee pain. It drove me nuts. And so that was another thing that you sit, you're in pain, you're laying in pain. I couldn't even lay on my stomach when I was going to bed because I felt like my hip was locked up, and it was just always painful. I unfortunately had injured my shoulder in high school and college and re-injured it working out with some of these guys. And then I had a car accident 6 years ago when my neck and back were mixed up. And so I felt like head, shoulders, knees, and toes in pain. That's the worst pain I've ever had. And so what was crazy, he told us, he said, try the patches. I said, okay, I'm going to become a customer. He goes, no, just try. So literally 3 days later, I literally all of a sudden realized I had no knee pain, no hip pain, no shoulder pain, no neck pain. And I was like, okay, how do we sign up? What do we got to do? What's the biggest pack? And let's get registered. And literally, we've been talking to everybody as quickly as we can, as fast as we can. And we're just so thankful for Steve and Gina, for Onyx, for Ken and Diana. When Ken and Diana came to our house, it just blew us away that they would come here because they really believed that this would really help us. And so that's the thing for us. And it's other things I put down. Again, no more restless leg syndrome. Like Gina talked about. Again, that's been a massive blessing. A fast recovery with workout. I used to be a vegan for 18 months because I wanted the recovery, the fast recovery, and the increased endurance and workouts. I'm not a vegan anymore. I'm a meatitarian, so I'm a secondary vegetarian. I eat the animals that eat the plants. But anyway, so the interesting thing is that I get the same results with this that I got from the vegan, and it's phenomenal. So we're blessed, and I want Mena to share because she's had some tremendous testimonies as well.
Yeah, well. Hi guys, so I haven't had the aches and pains like he has, but I was really excited when he stopped moaning and groaning every day. All I heard was how sore he was and he needed to nap and all of that. Yeah. But thank God I don't hear that for quite a while now since we've been on the patch.
Yeah, that's right.
But what I really did notice was that I have really good sleep. I sleep very lightly. So if someone drops a pin, I'm awake. And then it takes me forever to fall back to sleep. And now I sleep like a log. I don't even hear him when he leaves to go work out in the morning. I'm like, oh, he's gone. And I'm calling, have you already left the house? So that is a big thing for me. I used to wake up with a little bit of tightness in my hands, like just stiffness. It takes about a minute or two before. And I mean, within days of using the patch, that tightness is gone. And then I also had an operation about 14 years ago, and they cut me like a C-section, and I have like a keloid scar. And within about 3 weeks of wearing the patch, I was like there is no more ridge there. It's like completely flat and almost the scar, you can barely see it. So that definitely is a big thing for me. So the healing process, and then I have tons of energy. I mean, I'm always on the go and stuff, but literally I am working, you know, we're building this internationally. So I wake up in the morning and I have people trying to reach me like 3 o'clock in the morning with messages and things like that. And so I'm literally going till bedtime here and I do not feel tired. I put my head on the pillow, I have a good sleep, and I'm up again to get going. So we love and we appreciate you guys, Steve and Gina. Thank you for having us on. This has been a game changer for us.
Absolutely.
And we're looking at growing this like really big.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Wow, that's exciting. And you can, you know, Mena's last comment about how they're going to be building it big. I mean, she's an attorney. They're very successful business people, and she's from South Africa. So they're already building international business. Tell them a little bit, Greg, you see this business, this growing big for everybody that would be looking at it for an opportunity because the product is so unique and it's patented.
Yeah. And like you talked before about Me Too products, all the different CBDs, all the different things, you know, we've been involved with nutrition and vitamins and skincare and all kinds of different stuff. There's nothing like this out there. And that's the part you said this, Steve, you go, I'm having a hard time finding anyone that doesn't want to, you know, look better, feel better, get better rest, recover, no pain, everything else. It's the same thing. That's the part where we're trying to figure out real quick, who can we talk to quicker? Because this is something we've never seen. And that's the part where we've already put in a ton of people and we haven't even got started. I mean, we've got thousands of people we still got to talk to. And then we're helping people. We've helped people get to the different levels and we're growing from there. But literally, we see this when we see the income potential and what the money can be made. That's going to show in a few minutes, the amount of money you can make and how you can be financially independent in a short period of time. This is really a 2-year program plus, but people get within 3, 6, 9 months can make significant income that would take them years down the road. It's a huge opportunity, and people who are smart that understand it know this is an opportunity of a lifetime, and it's phenomenal. We love it. So I appreciate it.
Thanks to the both of you, and thanks to all the testimonies that we had tonight. Incredible,
Back to
life-changing. I think they got they're going to tweak their computer. We're going to get them up to speed next week. So real quick, let's share a couple more things. I'm going to go very quickly because we had, I mean, if you don't want to get signed up after those testimonies, you're probably you're not really not serious about your health. Again, think about what you're looking for in life, what's really meaning to you. And this opportunity, like Greg said, is incredible. A great thing is that the other folks like Colleen, like Greg are telling you, and Keith, they're telling you how great the opportunity is. It's not even Gina and myself. They're people that have just gotten started. We do have the sleeves. This is called a sleeve. It's a 30-day supply. So if somebody mentions a sleeve to you, you know what that is. There's 30 patches in here because you wear them for 12 hours on, 12 hours off. So you've got a 30-day supply. Now we break them down to smaller envelopes to sample with people for them to try. And that's what we have here available on our Quantum Field business site. Now, the compensation plan, real quick, you're going to build two teams, a right team and a left team. We're going to teach you how to do that on Saturday. But tonight, I just want to let you know that you can make up to $25,000 per week. This can happen for you. Anybody that decides to engage with us over the next 12 to 24 months is going to see incredible amount of cash that they can generate through the team commission part of the binary, because everybody wants the product. We can't find people that don't want their stem cells reactivated and their brains balanced. The matching bonus is just an unlimited now amount of income that you can make, because the team commission, you get paid into infinity, but they cap at $25,000 per week, because everybody that's on the call tonight, almost 500 people, everyone's going underneath everybody. Nobody knows anybody, but they all get paid for the people that get placed underneath them up to $25,000 a week, which is incredible. So get yourself enrolled under your friend tonight as soon as you can possibly can. And then you're going to get paid as well every time you bring people in. The people that you don't know, you get paid for in the team commission, but the people you do know, the company rewards you even more in the matching bonus. 25% of what they get paid, your personal friends, when they bring in somebody, you get 20%. And when they bring in another person, third generation, you get another 20%. And this all adds up in a big way. We'll get you up to speed on our trainings. The key for you to understand is none of us really were looking for something, didn't want to do something different, but we wanted the end result. And that's what's happening here. People are seeing their health. That's number one. Doesn't matter how much money you make. If you don't have incredible health, you're not going to be able to experience the most and the joy out of life. I love what Colleen said. Number one thing that she experienced was joy. Isn't that interesting? Here's the enrollment form. Real quick, pick a package that you like. You're only going to pick how many sleeves you want. So I suggest a silver, which is a 90-day supply, at least as a minimum, because you got to give your body at least 90 days. You heard what Colleen and the others said about the longer you stay on, the more results you're going to see. A gold package is where you get paid everything in the compensation plan. So if you want to make money, you got to get into gold at least. You could always upgrade, but you can't start a lawn maintenance business for $4.99. And then a diamond package is where you are serious, because you get paid the most in bonuses when you get in a diamond, and you're your own mini warehouse. So when people enroll, we loan them these sleeves, like about 3 or 4 of them. When they get theirs back, their original package, they give them back to us. But now they've been able to patch and talk to all of their friends, which is really important. And then, of course, you want to get on what we call auto ship. One sleeve is $99 for one person. You can't go to the chiropractor for $99, okay? So 2 sleeves, you get paid everything in the compensation plan. And if you're married, you obviously want to have at least 2 sleeves, because one of you doesn't want to be doing jumping jacks and high fives and running around up and down the stairs, and the other one limping around because they didn't get their sleeves. So make sure you get 2 sleeves to make everything in the comp plan. Get it to your friend right away tonight. And Onyx Cole is our sponsor. She's jumped on here. She's going to tell you a little bit about the training and the system. And we're not leaving anyone left behind. We're giving you everything you need.
So real quick,
And it's all free.
yeah,
it's all
and I
free.
wanna remind you that it took her 3 months to sign us up
Yes.
in this business. So take it away, the amazing Onyx Cole.
It did, but the first time I gave you a sleeve, I had no system to offer you at all. So I really had nothing except this amazing patch, but they weren't ready yet. And so like everything, time and circumstances changes is everything for everyone. And so I just kept coming back around and coming back around and coming back around. Frankly, it's the exact same thing they did to me when they signed me up last time in the business we did together. So I learned well. But there's a beautiful system here, you all, available for everyone. It is completely free, and this system is wildly successful. In 3 years, we are the fastest growing organization in a 19-year-old company. It's absolutely insane. There's $1 million earners within this organization. Will you earn $1 million? That's completely up to you. What I tell everybody is that Rome wasn't built in a day. It's likely that your business won't be built in a day, but if you consistently and persistently work your business, you're going to watch over time. It continues to grow. It continues to build. So the system is very simple. It's 331. Which is talk to 3 people a day about X39, follow up with 3 people a day about X39, and show 1 person a day the plan. Whether you're inviting them onto a call like this, whether you're putting them onto a recorded Zoom, either way, it works absolutely fantastic, and you'll watch the consistency and persistently build your business over time. So you're going to find that team website, the training website, at build331.com. I tell everyone, do not spend your time on that site, even though you could spend 15 hours there. There's so much information there. That site is not creating a money-making activity. The best thing you can do when you get started in this business is be ignorance on fire. If you can pull the little back of the stickers off of this round Band-Aid, you can build yourself a really big business. So go to the site, learn the 9 steps to success, but do that in the nooks and crannies of your life. Don't do that instead of doing 331. Great call tonight. It's been really, what amazing testimonials. And Gina, you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're so glad to have you on. And again, make sure that before you go to bed, you fill your form out. Again, get in where you can afford, where it's best for you. Or if they sent you the link, click on the link, and it's very simple. You just fill out your information and you'll get enrolled that way. But the most important thing is getting enrolled tonight. So that way, tomorrow, your product can start going into the warehouse to getting shipped out to you so you can start getting an amazing testimony.
Guys, connect with us. The number one most important thing to connect tonight is to go to our Facebook team page, which is Quantum Field X39 Team private Facebook page. Ask to be a member there, and you're going to get all the updates of what's going on. You'll getting all the information there that you need. Of course, we talked about the Start X39 and the Build 331 for training. Anybody that knows someone in Australia, tomorrow, Sydney time, at 9 o'clock Sydney time, 8 o'clock Queensland, it's going to be, we're doing another one of these opportunity meetings. We did our very first one, had over 50 people on it a week ago, and we're going to do another one. So if you're wondering at Easter time and you log on at 9 o'clock, it won't be happening. It's actually 5 in the morning. So if you want to watch it, it's 5 in the morning, but that's the kind of people you're working with, people that want to bless their friends around the world and take responsibility for their team. We personally had a friend in Australia, and we got them started, and a lot of our friends have people, so we're letting you know. This is our weekly schedule since we started the 90-day launch to the the fourth highest rank of the company is senior director, and we broke a ton of them to this point. And now we want to really help you going into the new year. So every Monday, and Mike and Cy did a phenomenal job on Monday night at 8 o'clock. We do the same thing we're doing here on Wednesday. So we've had all this success with only doing a 1 night a week opportunity and a Saturday training. So now we're adding a Monday and a Friday at noon. So Monday's at 8, Wednesday's at 8, Friday's at noon, Thursday is at Thursday's at 8 for Spanish, and then Saturday is at 1 o'clock. And Gina and Onyx are going to be happy that we have this one slide that has all the information on it, so we don't have to go through a bunch of them. I will reiterate that we have a brand new executive director out of Atlanta, Ken and Lynn Robinson. They're going to be sharing how to go manager and break managers, the number one most important key to success in the comp plan of LifeWave. So they're going to be sharing that on Saturday. So we have not had one trainer or presenter that didn't hit a home run on our Saturday. So this is going to be vital for your success. And it's a 1 hour training, and you don't have to travel. One thing Onyx told me is that she took the company from 20 million to 280 million in the last 2 years with no meetings, only Zooms. I was blown away by that, because a Zoom is very easy. We don't have to pressure people to fly in or travel from all over the country to come to our training. You just plug in and put on a nice shirt. You can wear your pajama bottoms on the bottom. But if you come to the South Florida big event, live event that's coming up on Wednesday,
February 1st.
February 1st. Okay. You want to wear your regular pants, not your jammies. But we love to connect with people, and the excitement and the energy Onyx knows is incredible at these events. So we've got all kinds of presidential directors and senior presidential directors across the board here that are going to be sharing at the Airport Hilton in West Palm Beach at 8 o'clock. Arrive there early because it's going to be packed on February 1st.
That's right. That's right.
So there's just some of the things that we've got that are happening, so you could be up to speed. Onyx, the testimonies were exactly how you told they were going to be when you shared it with me. And I was hoping, I wanted them to be that good, but I had no idea that we would have what we had on here tonight.
It's beautiful, isn't it? And we've only just begun.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the girl that's been using this product the longest at 3 years and 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Imagine where you all are going to be when you've been using this amazing stem cell activation patch for 3 years and 4 or 5 months. I mean, wow, right? It's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So we had an incredible evening tonight. Get yourself started. Jeannie, you want to wrap it up?
So, hey, make sure that you get your form filled out before you go to bed.
Yeah.
And this is a safe place. Again, we're going to be here Friday at noon.
Yeah.
It's for you to have guests on. So we're here to do the work, and we're predictable. We're always on. We're predictable, and we'll do our very best to get your team signed up and going and making it happen. So God bless you guys. We look forward to seeing you Friday at noon. Opportunity.
Or tomorrow night in Spanish.
Tomorrow night in Spanish. And the Spanish team is growing like crazy.
Yes.
Yep. That's great.
So thanks
Awesome.
a lot, everybody. Excited to have all the new members, all the new partners on our team. It's going to be wild. Get ready. Get your sneakers on, because this rocket ship is rocking in a big way, and you don't want to be left behind. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.